Welcome back to Take 10. We've been in the greatest session that I have ever done because I'm talking about your faith and the cost, the absolutely astronomical high cost of doing nothing. You know, the opportunity cost is an economic principle, and you learn it in a basic economic class. Opportunity cost is basically the value of what you could be buying versus what you are going to buy. And I would like to say it like this. Opportunity cost in your faith is the value of what you could be having versus what you're going to have. But when faith becomes a part of you, and I'm just recapping a little bit because we're right in the middle of this, and I'm on the wind down in the next 2 or 3 sessions, maybe 4. We're going to be finishing that inspection, and you're going to be starting to want to get moving again in all kinds of. Perhaps you already are. But when you inspect your faith, when you know that God called you because He formed you before you were born. And then when you were born again, you walked into the workmanship that He crafted in you, according to the Ephesians and the Romans and in Hebrews. All of the faith is just growing on top of each other as a basic result of your salvation. And Paul even was so strong that he said in salvation, many of you are just living in the words and the thoughts and your whole Christian experience is wrapped around getting saved and staying saved. Not one bit has been added to the value of your life because your faith is lacking. So when you begin to look and see, well, how do I know that it's happening? Well, somehow you just have to get off of the negativity long enough to look around in your life and see what the Lord had to put in place to bring you to where you are right now. I was just speaking to a friend in South Carolina. He's a business guy. He's an ICCI member, has a wonderful opportunity and a wonderful program going. And we were recounting, because we're getting ready to make a decision, and I was helping him. I was that encourager, that friend that come along beside, that he could bounce off of big stuff and stuff that is actually impossible. But to accomplish the impossible, you have to encourage your faith and make that fuel level grow. And just like, driving a car down the street, fuel, gasoline is one thing. But if you're going to run that same car on the racetrack, you have to rebuild the fuel intake systems, and then you have to bring the fuel to a place where it's like an airplane fuel. I mean, it has the additives to make that combustion go forth very quickly. And that's all we're talking about, is if you have opportunity before you, you're going to either embrace it or you're going to reject it. If you embrace it, you have to have fuel for the journey. Your faith has to grow, has to move, has to harvest. So here's a way that you're going to know that you're in the right way moving forward to your opportunities fulfillment. Your faith will absolutely, automatically cause growth. Yes, I said it. You may not acknowledge the areas of growth because it doesn't reach the potential or the level that you are thinking. So why are you having expectations that are different from people in the world who have a business or have growth goals where they have places that they can come to in the graph of their progress? No, we in Christianity and faith movements, we just want it all right now. Somebody drop the Rolls Royce on me, would you please? And the big house. Oh, forget about how we're going to pay the light bill, but just drop it all on me right now. I want that miracle. But that is not growth. That's not even enhancement. That's an outrageous yoking or an outrageous burden to put on someone who hasn't grown into their potential. So when you find yourself doing nothing and you all of a sudden have to do a whole lot, you're back in slavery to the blessing. But real faith causes growth. and you will grow into your power. Acts chapter 16 and verse 5, because remember, faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Faith comes from an encourager, not a discourager. There's plenty of religious discouragers. There's plenty of people that want to check and see if you can pray in the altar. There's plenty of people that want to see if you can be a faithful tither. There's plenty of people that want to tell you to give 100 to move forward, but there's very few that will encourage you to be strengthened. So listen to this Hebrews, or listen to this word of the Lord that will strengthen you. Faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Acts chapter 16 and 5. Just a statement made by the apostle. So the churches were strengthened in the faith and grew daily in numbers. There it is. It's right there. I mean, it's absolutely right there. So the churches were strengthened in the faith and grew daily. So let's break that apart. How do you gain strength? You go to Fitness Connection. You go to the gym. You get things moving. You have to begin to build that strength back up. Because as you build that strength and you strengthen yourself in the faith, you will grow daily in the numerical aspect. It will absolutely happen. I replanted a lemon tree, and I replanted a Myers lemon tree, which is a little bit different, and replanted a matranga tree right here in the middle of summer. Everybody told me they will die. Well, I prayed over them. Yes, that's right. But I also knew that I needed to get a big enough root ball where the roots of these trees were, get a big enough root ball so that when I put them in their new soil, and I of course fed them food and fed them what they needed and strengthened them in their faith, they had a climate around them that they were used to growing in. Your faith will not grow in the wrong climate. And many times people are losing, and an opportunity is costing them because they're doing nothing about it. And they just wonder, where is God? Why aren't things going? Because we didn't get enough root ball to plant in the right place so that you could transplant in any kind of weather. They said wait till spring. They said wait till fall. They said wait till the new moon in the fall. I had to plant right then because it was an opportunity. I tell you today, the trees are growing, doing fine, new growth's coming out of them, and it's just coming daily, coming along. But they are under pressure. So if you think that you're going to take advantage of the opportunities that are before you without it bringing pressure, you're just not thinking correctly. Because how are you going to be strengthened in the faith, and how are you going to grow daily in the numbers if the pressure doesn't come? So I'll just give you a personal thought process. There's some days that you wonder, how are you going to grow under pressure? I found myself one day getting older, different aches and pains, having to go through different problem situations with my health. All came out great, but I didn't know that. All I had to do was have my faith to tell myself, you're going to come through this. You're going to bring this. I was under pressure of age. And one day, the Spirit of the Lord spoke to my heart. Yes, he did say, my sheep know my voice, and another they will not hear. He spoke to my heart, and he said, live in the joy of the day. So I began to look for a piece of joy every day so that I could not only strengthen my faith, but I could continue to grow daily, knowing that the era I was fixing to walk into would have great pressure with it. Till next time, God bless you. You're going to be great. Just take advantage of the opportunity, because remember, the high cost of doing nothing is astronomical. God bless you.